Sophie's heart raced as she loaded her classic red convertible with her favorite travel essentials. A travel blogger, Sophie was known for her adventurous spirit. This time, her journey was different. She was following an old travel diary she found in her grandmother's attic, which belonged to her great-grandmother, Eliza. As she hit the open road, she felt an unexplainable connection to Eliza. The diary mentioned several places, but the Lake of Whispers called out to Sophie. Meanwhile, Jake, an aspiring photographer, was on a similar mission. He had found his great-grandfather's map, which intriguingly pointed to the same Lake of Whispers. Sophie arrived at the small town near the lake and instantly felt at home. She met the lovely townsfolk who shared stories about the mystical lake and the lovers it united. In an old bookstore, she found a postcard with a picture of Eliza and a man whose face was faded out. The storekeeper told her about the town's legend of two lovers who were bound by destiny but torn apart by fate. Meanwhile, Jake entered the town and felt an instant connection. He came across a painting in a cafe showing a couple by the lake, resembling the photo of his great-grandfather, with the woman's face faded. Sophie and Jake's paths crossed when they both decided to rent boats to reach the middle of Lake of Whispers. As they rowed closer, the water started glowing softly. Once in the middle of the lake, they introduced themselves, and the water glowed brighter. They shared their stories and realized that their great-grandparents were the lovers in the town's legend. They were meant to be together, but couldn't because of the circumstances of their time. Excited, they started piecing together the love story of Eliza and Jake's great-grandfather, James. They visited every place mentioned in Eliza's diary and James's map, feeling their spirits guiding them. With each place, the connection between Sophie and Jake grew. They laughed, shared stories, and felt as though they'd known each other forever. The final place was Moonlit Hill, where, under the full moon, Eliza and James had promised to reunite in another life. Sophie and Jake stood on the hill, the moon illuminating the night. The wind whispered, and they felt the presence of Eliza and James. Sophie found a locket half buried, and Jake found a matching key. When they put them together, the locket opened, revealing a picture of Eliza and James, with an inscription that read, "Love knows no bounds. Through time we shall find our hearts again." Sophie and Jake knew at that moment that their love was a continuation of the love Eliza and James shared. They were meant to fulfill the promise that was made decades ago. They decided to combine their talents to create a travel blog and photography series dedicated to the love story of Eliza and James and the adventures of Sophie and Jake. Their love blossomed as they traveled together, capturing the beauty of the world and the timelessness of love. Their families, upon learning about this, were overjoyed, as if a missing piece of history had been put back together. Heart's Compass became a symbol of undying love, adventure, and the belief that love transcends time. Sophie and Jake's road trip love story, woven through the threads of time, brought to life the promises of the past and painted a road to a future filled with love and adventure.